Jackie. Welcome, everyone. My name is Denise Canning. I'm the Director of Grant Operations here at the Community Foundation, and I'm here with my colleague Logan Roddy. He's our Grants Manager at the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven, and we're going to be presenting this webinar for you today. And we really appreciate you spending about an hour we've scheduled. It may be a little shorter, but we have plenty of time at the end for Q&A. So we do ask that you just hold all your questions until the end. So our webinar today is called Online Grants Application Portal Transition, Downloading Your Application and Grant Requirement or Report History. We have two webinars scheduled. The first is today. The next is August 4th. We will, as Jackie noted, we're recording the webinar. We will be posting it on both the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven website as well as the Valley Community Foundation website. And we will be posting this PowerPoint presentation so you can access it at any time. So if you're having trouble hearing us, we just have some information here on this slide. You can phone in instead of using the speakers on your computer. This is the dial-in number and the webinar ID. It's also on your invitation. So if you're having any trouble with the audio, please take a moment and try to look at your invitation for this information. I hope everyone is all set. So you're here and you're invited to this webinar because sometime in the past 6 years, your organization has submitted an application in our online application portal. So either you've submitted an application to the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven or the Valley Community Foundation. So the fact that you have submitted an application means you have an account. And what's happening with our current software, which is Blackbaud Grantmaking, is the software is transitioning to a new application or grantee online portal. And this is happening by the end of August. So August 31st will be the transition. So we're excited about this new portal. It's going to provide a more updated experience when you're applying for a grant or reporting on a grant. And as I noted, this impacts your organization since it has submitted an application online and it has an account. So in order to prepare for this transition, grant making opportunities at both the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven and the Valley Community Foundation will cease for the last 2 weeks of July. So that's happening next week. There are maybe a few grant making processes that are still open, not many, but anything that is open will cease to be open and offer those grant opportunities. And in the case of the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven Small Grant, that will resume August 1st in the new portal. So if you apply for a grant, the next time you apply, you will experience this new portal. So there are a lot of visual changes as well as ease of use. But for the sake of what we're doing today, we're going to hyper focus on your existing account and downloading all your submitted applications and reports. So anything that you've submitted is on your account. It is saved there. And many of you, when you submit an application or submit a report, there are chances that you download it anyways onto your server or into a folder and you save it for your records. If you don't, and you'd like to retrieve your applications or your reports for your records, you must do so by Friday, August 15th. So we're giving some lead time before this transition happens to make sure everyone has what they need and has downloaded everything from their current account, because the current account will cease to exist or operate by August 31st. This is optional. This is not a requirement, but if it's, it's always good practice to have your past applications on your on your server or somewhere else, so you can look back and see what you've written on your past applications or what you've written on your past reports. So again, this is something that we're going to go through today, but it's certainly not a requirement. It's an option for you, but also best practice. And as I said, after our transition to the new portal, the current login information that you use to get on your account, any historical information, it will no longer be available. So this is why Logan and I are meeting with you today to just bring you through how you can do that. So step one, what Logan and I are going to do is I'm going to go through all these slides about how you do this. So this is, instructional step-by-step steps that you take to download your applications and reports. After I'm done these next 5 slides, I'm going to cease to share my screen. Logan's going to get on, share his screen. He's going to get on his account, and he's going to do this in real time so you can both have the step-by-step instructions plus the visual of Logan walking you through this in real time and a real action, and he'll do that for you. So step one is to log onto your account. So this is the account link. This is very familiar to most of you. You go on to your login site, you enter your email and you enter your password. And then once you do that, you are on your account. So on the landing page of your account, in order to access your submitted applications, you're going to click on the applications tab on the left-hand side. That's what is circled. And then on the right-hand side on that show, that's a drop-down menu, you're going to click to submitted applications. So this visual, this screenshot is of my account. You can see that I have 2 submitted applications on my account. So once you see that, then you're kind of ready to go. So there are a couple options for step 3. So you can either click on the application to open it. You can right click and do a save as and save to your network and drive. And this is going to save your application in an HTML format. Or, and I know that we have this, this ability here at the foundation, you can right click onto your application and click print, and then there's an option to save to a PDF, and then you can save it to your network or drive. So a couple ways to do this. Many of you, I'm sure, are very tech savvy and that you have other ways of saving things, but these are the 2 ways that, that Logan will walk you through when he's doing it real time. So this is to save your submitted applications. Now, if many of you were granted an award from the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven or the Valley Community Foundation, you've also had to do some grant reporting. So you can also save, and we recommend saving your grant reports. So again, once you get on your sign-in page and you log on, you get on the same landing page, but instead of clicking on the application tab on the left, you're going to click on the requirements tab. This is just jargon that Blackbaud Grantmaking uses. They call reports requirements. We call them reports, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to say requirements. So click on requirements. Same situation in the show on the right, you're going to have a drop-down menu and you're going to find submitted requirements. So again, this is a screenshot of my account. I've clicked on submitted requirements, and I have 1 requirement that I can download and save. And the same situation, once you see your list, you click it on to open it. You right click to do a save as, save it in your network and drive. Again, it's going to save in HTML format. Or you can right click to print and choose save to PDF and save it to your network or drive. So, pretty smooth, pretty easy to just download those applications and reports. So I am going to, if I can, stop sharing. And I'm going to hand over the webinar to Logan. so he can share his screen and show you real time how to do this, following the same directions.
All right, good morning, all. So I'm going to share my screen. Denise, if you could just confirm you see the Blackbaud page.
I do.
Okay, great. So when you're about to log in, this is the page you should see. If this is not the page you see, you are not in the right place. So that's important to know. So we'll log in here. And then put the password in. Hopefully you can log in faster than I can, but we'll give it a minute. Okay, here we go. So as Denise said, when you log in, you're going to see these two tabs. So applications and requirements. So let's start with applications. So you're going to click on this applications tab. I mean, obviously you can easily go back and forth, but we'll stay on applications for now. And then you'll go into the right side and you're going to focus on submitted applications, because submitted applications is the historical record that we have that you submitted to us, the foundation. So here we go. So it's all submitted here. So let's just say I want this animal shelter grants application that I submitted in 2019. So I'm going to click on this, on this hyperlink here. And then here's the page. So I look at it, everything looks good, how I remembered it from 6 years ago. And then I'm going to right click. Now, as Denise said, some of you may have Adobe PDF, others may not. You may have this option down here, which is kind of convert web page to PDF, add web page to existing PDF. There's obviously the print to PDF option that Denise talked about, but I'll just focus on the universal option, which is going to be this save to HTML. So we're going to save as. And then for this purpose, I made a little folder for it. So it's called Saved CFG&H Applications. Now, if you want to give it a different name, just so you kind of know before you're clicking on it, you could put 2019, because I submitted this in 2019. Whoop. Yep. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. I believe it downloads a copy for you as well, so you have that kind of on your drive. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I'll just do the print to PDF option just for context. You'll go print, and then it's going to be Adobe PDF here. Now, again, maybe some of you don't have Adobe PDF, so maybe this won't be an option for you, but this is another way to kind of also get your application and print it. So I'm going to, and here you go. It's the same PDF. It's saving type as a PDF file. You can then go to your folder that you want to save it as, save it in, and then that's it. Give it a minute to save. All right. Well, it's certainly taken its time. So we'll let it do that. And then I'll go through the requirements. So the requirement thing it's the same situation. So you click on this requirements tab. You're going to want to focus on the drop down to submitted requirements. And then let's say I want, we'll do animal shelter, the one we just did. So, but the requirement version here, and here you go. Here's your animal shelter grant application for 2019 saved as a PDF. So and then as Denise said, like you may have other ways of doing this, other options for you, but those are the two universal options we're focusing on. So I want to save my animal shelter grant report from 2021. It's the same thing. So you go save as, you right click, you save as, and then I have a separate file for this, save CFG&H reports or requirements. And then I'll put a 2021 date. Again, whatever way you do to organize, what works best for you. And then it's saved. And then it should download also a copy for you, so you can kind of also access it in your downloads. And that's about it. I don't know, Denise, did I miss anything, or does that cover it? Or
I think that's really clear. Just wanted to just to make sure people don't think Logan and I are submitting applications to the foundation.
Yeah, that's true.
These are
These are all just tests. These are all
these
just
are
tests.
tests that we do
Yeah.
to bring us through the software. So this is why Logan and I both have submitted applications and
Yeah.
reports. So we are not asking the
Grantees.
foundation for dollars.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Logan.
Yeah. So do you want to open up to questions? Can you click on all the files at the same time or only one at a time? Denise, you can I think it is just one at a time, unfortunately. I don't think you can just like save all, you can kind of click all of them. I think you do have to kind of go one at a time, but
Yeah, honestly, I've never tried that. You can go ahead and try that, but we've only done one at a time.
yeah, I'm not seeing like a button, like an option where you can like click all of them at the same time. So it might have to be one at a time, unfortunately.
Someone else is asking that they don't have a requirement tab on their page. This is a good question. So there are circumstances where organizations have applied for a grant and have not received a grant. So if you have not received a grant, you never had to do a grant report. So that means the requirement tab will not appear.
Yeah.
Or your organization has received a grant, such as sponsorships, that don't have a reporting requirement. So that's why too, that you have never been assigned a report. So that's really a good question, and I will and it's a good thing we brought that up. So thank you, whoever asked that. So before we go on to answer the other questions, we do have a couple more slides. So Logan, if you could unshare, and I will share,
Yes.
if I can. So just wanted to can everyone see my screen? Just wanted to highlight this resource page. So if you have any questions about downloading your applications or requirements, Logan and I are happy to help. Here are our email addresses. Many of you probably have emailed us before, but if you don't have us in your address book and in your email software, here are email addresses. We also added our colleagues, Hannah Elias and Luis Rodriguez, their general mailbox address for grant reports, because a lot of you on screen may have some reports that are due this July. I know this July is a big time for responsive grant reports that are due for both Valley Community Foundation and the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven. So if you have any reporting questions, please email Hannah or Lewis at grantreporting@cfgnh.org. If you any grant reporting questions that Logan and I get, we just forward to that mailbox. So there are resources there. So that's it. I'm going to stop sharing. So pretty straightforward. We hope this was helpful, and we're here for the next 30 minutes to answer any other questions that you have.
I can read through some of these too. So, so you mentioned on in August 4th webinar, what will this cover? It'll cover the same thing. So it's just an opportunity for more people to attend. We answer that question with the requirements tab. Will organizations be able to submit grant reports that are required by 725 during the time the system is in transition?
Yes, very good question. So the transition, the freeze is just for applications. It is not for grant reports. So I know many of you have been getting reminders about your reports from our monitoring team, from Hannah and Kara and Lewis. So yes, please get your reports in on time. This transition will not impact any kind of July deadline at all. Sorry if that was confusing, but yes, the freeze is just for applications, just for applying for grants.
Then I think this is the same question. I think we just covered that. My organization recently merged, and I'm not seeing the old pre-merger applications. We need to dig up the prior credentials. Mary, you can email me, and then I can take a look at who had past credentials, and I can transfer the account over to you. That way, you get all the history of reset/collab. So you can reach out to me directly. Is this account a personal account or organization-wide account? In other words, is it not specific to a specific person?
So that depends. So, we can, once an application is submitted, we can see the email that was used for the account. But we can give you that information, just like Logan had said. If you don't know your account login, email Logan or I, and we can help you with that. But accounts are made all kinds of ways. So we have accounts that have people's personal email, or an organization email, or a general email. So it really depends, and hopefully your organization has kept good records of all those logins. But again, any questions Logan and I can answer.
Yeah, similar question here. Will all applications be there that are created even for more than one nonprofit? Again, as Denise said, I mean, it depends on like if you work with more than one nonprofit, maybe you use the same email for all those nonprofits, or maybe you have a different email for a different nonprofit. It really all depends. So, but again, that's something we can answer and kind of dig up for you.
Yeah, so think of it, Logan's right. So think of it as an account that is loaded with documents that have been created based on the account holder, the account sign-in. So when you saw Logan in real time putting lroddy@cfgnh.org, say he used that login to do applications for 5 organizations because he's a consultant, then all applications would be on that. So it's tied to his account. So think of it that way.
Will organizations that submitted grant applications this past spring 2025 get notice via this new portal? So, I mean, Denise, I think you can confirm this. I think the time you would create a new account is if you're going to go submit a new application, right?
Well, yes, and this is a very good question. So what we've done in anticipation of this transition is any grant that was awarded in September 2024 to today, we did not publish any report forms on anyone's account, knowing this was coming up. So yes, if your organization has a final grant report due in mid-September of this year, it is not on your account. So we will be putting it on your account late August, early September, and you will be receiving an email to create a new account in the new portal. So yes,
Good.
very good question.
Good catch with that. Yeah, I mean, we're also transitioning with you, so it's we're trying to also remember all this as well. So every user is an organization who has an account will need to complete these download steps, correct? Assuming each person has different apps and reports in their accounts.
Every account user. So if your organization has 3 accounts because 3 different people used their account to submit an application, then yes. Yes, they will all have to go on their separate accounts. The accounts aren't merged because it's just one organization.
Yeah, and I don't want to focus too much on it because obviously today we're trying to just focus on this portal, but our colleague Jackie brought up a good point. Grant reports are not paid. The grant freeze because we are changing over financial systems. We're not making any payments to vendors or grantees during this period. So I think that's important to note. But obviously, the main focus is the portal at hand and downloading the applications. Just a lot of people who've left. Will our fund information also be moving?
No.
No.
This has nothing to do with the funds, but very good question. This is just about online applying for grants and online reporting.
When do we get new logins instead of passwords? As we said, if you're a grantee that was awarded this year, we haven't published the requirement to the web. So you'll get an email that you have a report to, but also to set up an account. Any other reason would be if you're going to submit a new application, and then that's the time you'd also set up a new account with us.
Right. So exactly what Logan said. So as of August 31st, this portal is RIP. And any other grant processes that are open in the fall, for instance, our Basic Needs Fund grant process will open in the fall in September. So say you want to apply for that grant, when you log on to the link to the application, you're going to see the opportunity to create a new account.
So you're just able to retrieve the applications you submitted yourself. Yes, I mean it's the account holder. So if you're working with an organization that had more than one login, you might have multiple applications or multiple reports on different accounts for one organization. It really depends on who's the account holder. Can you drop the login information for Grant Portal in the chat again? And if you have currently submitted a grant this spring, will this submission migrate to your new portal automatically?
Yes, we can drop in the login information to the chat. And no, these two accounts, your current account will not merge with the new account, which is why we're doing this webinar and really stressing to people that anything on your account that you want to save, which again, we really feel is best practice, saving your applications that you've submitted, saving your grant reports that you've submitted for the history for your organization. Please do that by August 15th because it will not merge over to your new account.
Yeah, so I just dropped it in the chat, the portal link. I'm sorry if it's a little messy, but if you just click on the link, you'll get that page I kind of showed you, and then just bookmark it. I have it bookmarked on my computer, so I think that's the best way to get access back to it. Is this the same for sponsorship applications? Yes, this is the portal you submitted sponsorship applications. If you have any more like detail to that, or anything specifically you were asking about, you can let me know. But yeah, this is the portal that you submitted sponsorship applications in. So the report that is due by August 30th on the original portal is done using the original portal, but if due in September, we use the new portal.
That's correct. You got it.
Yes.
You got it. So I would urge everyone too, when Logan showed how to access his requirements. So if he went on the requirement tab, which again, that's jargon for reports, that's what Blackbaud uses. When he went on his requirement tab, before he switched the show drop down to submitted applications, the default is in progress submitted
New.
requirements. The default is new. So if you have anything on that screen, that means that's due, that you have a report due. So I'd highly recommend opening that, submitting it, and then that default when you go into that requirement tag should be clear, should be 0, like there's nothing there anymore. Great. Thank you, Jackie, for saying it was helpful. I hope it was helpful. We'll wait a couple of minutes to see if there's any more questions in the chat. But we really appreciate you taking the time to do that. As we said before, it's recorded. We're going to post it, also post the PowerPoint, the HTML, the link that Logan posted in the chat will be accessible through this PowerPoint that will also be on the website. So Darcy's asking, so Jackie answered that. Okay.
Yeah, Jackie's just clarifying about sponsorships. Yep.
Thanks, Jackie. Okay. Great. So yeah, Logan and I are available via email if you have any questions. Hopefully by the end of the day, everything will be posted on the website. So feel free to go over the PowerPoint again.
Is the application available now? You're gonna have to give more detail about that. About what application you're talking about.
Actually, currently all of our grant programs are closed, so there are no applications available at this time. Sponsorships is closed for the year. It's out of money. Small grants is closed at this time. We are scheduled to reopen small grants on August 1st. Depending on the rollout of this system, that may be delayed, but our plan is to open it on August 1st in the new portal. Responsive is closed. Everything else is closed at this time.
Yes.
Oh, that's my answer. Thank you, Jack.
Okay. Thanks, Jackie.
I know Pamela, and I know what she was asking.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. That's why Jackie is here.
That's why we have a team.
Thank you, Jackie. I know you too. Thank you.
All right, well, it seems like everyone's just saying thank you, so we appreciate that. Thank you for spending this time with us this morning. And it doesn't seem like any other questions are coming, so we're going to end this webinar. And again, any questions that you didn't have time to ask in the chat, please email myself or Logan. Be sure to select submitted applications to see the list. You got it.
Yes.
Susan.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it.
That is a good PSA. Yes.
That is key.
All right, here we go. I thought I saw a new question come in.
Susan.
I thought I saw something, but maybe not.
Okay, so it's 9:35. We're ahead of schedule. So we've just given you back 30 minutes to your day. Again, any questions, let us know, and we hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, Nancy already downloaded her. Download's completed. Okay.